In the darkest corners of our conscience, moral dilemmas lurk like specters, whispering their haunting questions. And as Franz Kafka once wrote, we are sinful not only because we have eaten of the tree of knowledge, but also because we have not yet eaten of the tree of life. Let's explore the enigmatic realm of the trolley problem, where the shadows of our choices cast a profound light upon our humanity. In a desolate landscape, a runaway trolley races along a set of tracks, hurtling towards a group of 5 innocent individuals. They stand unaware of the impending danger, their lives hanging in the balance. As an observer on a bridge above, you feel a sense of urgency and responsibility. But just as the situation seems dire, you notice a lever within your reach. By pulling it, you can divert the trolley onto a separate track, sparing the lives of the 5 individuals. However, there is a heartbreaking trade-off. On this alternate track stands a single person, also oblivious to the impending disaster. Now you face an excruciating choice. Do you take action, sacrificing the life of one person to save the lives of 5? Or do you stand by, paralyzed by the weight of the decision, allowing the trolley to continue on its deadly course? In this labyrinth of ethics, will you, dear viewer, dare to navigate the intricate web of moral contemplation? Will you pull the lever, forging a path of sacrifice and potential salvation? Or will you succumb to the weight of indecision, allowing fate's cruel hand to play out its tragic symphony? One perspective that emerges from the shadows is the utilitarian approach. Advocates of this perspective argue that pulling the lever or taking action to divert the trolley is justified in order to minimize overall harm and maximize the greater good. By sacrificing the life of one individual, they believe that a greater number of lives can be saved. This perspective places emphasis on the consequences of our actions, seeking to create the greatest amount of happiness or well-being for the greatest number of people. However, let us not be blinded by the allure of utilitarianism. It is not without its fair share of criticisms. One such criticism is the potential sacrifice of individual rights and the devaluation of each human life's intrinsic worth. By solely focusing on outcomes, the utilitarian perspective risks neglecting the moral significance of autonomy and dignity. Additionally, accurately predicting the consequences of our actions is a daunting task. The real world's complexity often defies our attempts to quantify and measure overall happiness or well-being resulting from our choices. Consequently, the utilitarian approach can lead us astray, where unintended consequences and unforeseen harms may emerge. While the pursuit of the greater good holds its allure, we must tread carefully, ensuring that our ethical considerations encompass the inherent value of individual rights and the complexities of consequences. Another perspective that emerges from the depths of moral inquiry is the deontological approach. Advocates of this perspective argue against pulling the lever, basing their argument on the principle of not directly causing harm to others, regardless of the potential outcome. According to this view, there are certain moral duties and principles that must be upheld, and one such duty is to refrain from intentionally causing harm to others. From a deontological standpoint, pulling the lever would be considered a violation of this fundamental moral principle. However, as with any moral framework, the deontological perspective is not without its criticisms. One of the main criticisms lies in its inflexibility and failure to account for the complexities of real-life situations. By adhering strictly to a set of rules or duties, this approach may overlook the potential for achieving greater overall good or preventing harm in certain circumstances. Critics argue that rigid adherence to deontological principles may lead to morally questionable outcomes when faced with challenging ethical dilemmas. Additionally, the deontological perspective often lacks a clear hierarchy of duties, which can result in conflicting obligations. In the case of the trolley problem, choosing not to pull the lever may uphold the duty of not causing harm to others, but it also means failing to prevent harm to a greater number of people. This raises questions about the prioritization of moral duties and the potential consequences of adhering strictly to a single principle. We must be aware of its limitations and the challenges it poses in addressing complex moral dilemmas. Striking a balance between moral principles and practical considerations is essential in navigating the intricacies of the trolley problem and other ethical conundrums that confront us. As we grapple with the gravity of our decision, our hearts ache with the knowledge that our choice may result in the loss of innocent lives. The weight of responsibility presses upon our conscience, and we wrestle with the conflicting desire to prevent harm while preserving our moral integrity. It is in this crucible of emotions that our true character is revealed, as we confront the depths of our empathy and wrestle with the anguish of our choices. Understanding the significant influence of cultural and personal differences on the approach to ethical dilemmas like the trolley problem is crucial in fully grasping the complexity of moral decision-making and our shared humanity. It is imperative to acknowledge these disparities to truly appreciate the intricacies involved in making ethical choices. The trolley problem, though initially a philosophical thought experiment, transcends its theoretical boundaries and finds relevance in real-world ethical considerations. One such application can be found in the realm of self-driving cars. As autonomous vehicles become a reality, programmers and engineers grapple with programming these vehicles to make split-second ethical decisions. The trolley problem becomes a lens through which they navigate the complexities of determining how the car should act in potential accident scenarios, weighing the value of different lives and minimizing harm. Similarly, the trolley problem resonates in the field of medical triage, where healthcare professionals are faced with allocating limited resources during emergencies. The ethical dilemma of choosing who to save and who to prioritize echoes the moral quandary of the trolley problem. These real-world applications force us to confront the practical implications of our moral choices and the challenging decisions that arise in critical situations. Some say that the trolley problem oversimplifies complex moral decision-making and cannot capture contextual factors. One-size-fits-all solutions may oversimplify real-life situations. While it's a valuable starting point for ethical discussions, it shouldn't be seen as a definitive framework. Examining its limitations can help us navigate moral choices with greater wisdom and compassion. As we delve into the depths of the trolley problem and explore its real-world applications, it is vital to pause and engage in personal reflection. Take a moment to contemplate your own moral values, beliefs, and decision-making processes. What principles guide your ethical compass? How do you weigh the consequences of your actions? Reflecting on these aspects allows us to gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our moral inclinations. Emphasize the importance of critical thinking as you grapple with moral dilemmas. Recognize that each situation is unique, and there are rarely clear-cut answers. Consider the nuances and complexities that underlie each ethical conundrum. Challenge your own assumptions and biases, and be open to different perspectives. This critical mindset enables us to approach ethical decision-making with greater wisdom and humility. In conclusion, the trolley problem serves as a valuable tool for exploring ethical decision-making and the clash of ethical frameworks. However, it is important to recognize the limitations of the scenario and the importance of context-specific judgments. By engaging in ongoing dialogue and reflection, we can deepen our understanding of ethical dilemmas and strive to make decisions that align with our values. Ultimately, this will contribute to the betterment of our shared human experience.